Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
I think that happened long ago, Don.
All right, so we've been doing this now for really close to 5 years now, almost 5 years now.
Yeah, a couple months away.
And if you go to donandgino.com and click on our YouTube channel, believe it or not, there's going to be close to 900 YouTube videos with interviews with some of the very, very best professionals Santa Cruz has to offer. And we're going to go more into that later in the show of how we brought those together to become the best resource you'll ever see with America's Professional Resource Group.
Yeah, and the other thing, Don, that I like to look back on is the last 5 years. I think our show serves as a testament to how much better the economy is. When you look at our subject matter and you look at the interviews we did and you look at the questions we were asking, and the way we drive our questions, the way we drive our show is based on what we're hearing from you. It's based on what we hear from consumers that are calling in every day. This morning I had a conversation with somebody who spoke to a bank who said they had this very special attorney program. Baloney. Same program everybody else has. First and second combo. No big deal.
It's special.
And so he offered her an arm. I go, great. Did he explain how that works? And she goes, no. And I'm like, well, then that's the problem. You can't offer somebody an adjustable rate mortgage and not explain what it works. I said, do you know what a margin is?
Well, they
Nope.
did that. They did that. And that was, what happened to the real estate market?
Right.
I mean, did you really think you were getting a 1% loan?
Right.
I remember that. I had my neighbor saying that. He goes, well, Don, I know you were going to refinance me, but somebody else offered me 1%. I'm like, do you really think you're getting a 1%? That's what he told me. I'm like, all right, let me explain how it really works. And boy, he was pissed off. Negative amortization and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Like I said, that's a great product for the right person that knows what they're doing, knows
All
why
three
they
of 'em.
need it. Yeah, it's really built for a investor that's flipping properties. That's really what that product is for. It's not for a homeowner,
No doubt.
but it does have a good place in the market. You know, too bad we lost it because of abuse. A lot of times that happens in our industry and many industries is good products get abused and therefore you can't use them anymore.
And there you go. All right, and then why listen to Don and Gino? I mean, we've actually have over 39 years experience between the two of us helping homeowners with their dream of home ownership and really helping them. There's a difference between calling an internet lender and getting a rate. And Gino likes to always say the lowest rate with the wrong program is a bad deal.
Right. And in fact, it's one of the things I brought up to this client that I spoke to today. I said, listen, let's first of all, we talked about caps and margins and all the things you need to know if you're going to get an adjustable rate mortgage. And I said, if you think you're going to hold the mortgage more than the 10 years where it's going to be fixed, caps and margins need to be weighted. So even if maybe you take a program that's an eighth higher in rate today because it has better caps and margins. You know, so once you understand what the whole product line looks like, then you can make a better decision on what you're choosing.
Well, let's talk about that, Gino. This is a good point. A lot of you out there, it's Saturday. You're thinking about going and looking at homes, and we're going to go into how hot the market is right now. Like Gino said, it's
ridiculous,
smoking. So therefore, it's imperative. Actually, we're going to give you some hints of how to potentially be more successful than your competitors. Basically, you have competitors out right now. You have other buyers looking for a home just like you, and there's very few of them out there.
Very few homes.
Less than 300 homes right now.
This particular client in the area she was looking for had 4 homes to choose from. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for a townhome of a certain size, I know there's like 35.
Yeah.
You know, at a certain price range.
Yeah, it depends what you're looking for. You know, needle in a haystack type of situation. And then there's some areas that have a little more inventory and some that have a little less, right? Depending on the school districts and those things. But, you know, we touched on something that's interesting. There are some stated loan products out again. Let's just go ahead and touch on that real quick.
Well, you're jumping off the page.
Hold on, I'm going to come back to the ARMs.
Okay.
But
No. I was going to talk about how they can be successful. I don't want them to not because I was teeing that up. How they can be more successful against the competition. Now you're going to
But
ARMs?
don't let me forget about you took me off the ARMs. I was on the ARMs. Anyways, let me go back to the ARMs later because it's important. I don't want you. Don't get a fixed rate mortgage without evaluating all your options. That's the point.
Okay, I like that, Gino. So when you're going out and looking for homes right now, here's quite a few key factors. One, make sure you're properly pre-approved and they go through, like you said, Gino, all the details of your options because you have options. It's not just a 30-year fix. There's a lot of different ways to look at it and different programs. A lot of times, maybe an FHA could be the right program, Or maybe we can get you around an FHA or get you around mortgage insurance, because you're going to hear how mortgage insurance is awful.
It's not. It's not the devil. You know, usually programs that come with mortgage insurance have a reduced rate. So like FHA, you know, mortgage insurance gets a bad rap, but with a 3.25 rate or 3 3/8 rate, it's not a bad thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, the APR is higher because the mortgage insurance forms part of your APR and all of that. But then you've got to compare that APR against a conventional APR. In many cases right now, especially if your loan amount's between 417 and 625, FHA is a great option.
All right. So I guess we kind of jumped around a little bit. Bottom line is we'll give the hints, and we're going to give the tricks in the next segment. We're going to tease that up a little bit because there are some definite tricks or hints or tips on how to be more successful than your competitors out there, big time, without a doubt.
There's one I'm thinking about right now that we'll give them a little later today, but it's probably hands down. And I'm a former real estate agent, guys, so I know what looks good to a seller. So when I look at contracts, I know one for sure, one almost fail-proof tactic that if you are there against 4 or 5 other ones, unless the other offers cash, this will get you the deal.
Oh, there you go. And we're more successful right now than pretty much any lender right now, and assisting our partners, our real estate partners, in helping you get your offer accepted. And that is a fact. That is not making up stuff. But we're going to give you those hints, and you can use it with whoever you're working with. Hopefully it's a professional. And then we're going to also today, we're going to talk about where we're at with the market and why it's where it's at, and what the media is saying versus what's reality, where we think the market's going, some areas that are hot in the market, why it's so hot. And also we're going to talk about the group of professionals that we put together on your behalf. You know, when you sit here in front of these professionals and you talk to them, you find out who really knows their stuff, who cares about their clients, who's accountable to you, who's accountable to Santa Cruz, who actually gives back to Santa Cruz. These professionals are some of the very best professionals we can find. And then on top of it, we use them.
Yeah.
These are, you know, like you said, I'm not just a member of the Hair Club for Men. I'm a user.
Yeah. What is it? I'm not just the owner. I'm a user too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of how it is with this group that Don's talking about. We're using their services so that we can firsthand experience the good and bad and the ugly of it, because every business has its challenges. And I always say it's not whether you encounter challenges or not. It's how you deal with them that makes your company different. Mistakes happen. Human error happens. You mentioned something about loan officers. Be forthright with your loan officer. Don't just try to hide as much information as you can.
I love that. Yeah.
You just come in and know that you have attorney-client privilege with your loan officer. Tell them the whole story. Tell them about your divorce. Tell them about your foreclosure. Tell them about all the bad stuff that happened so that you get your keys at the end of the transaction. Because if you don't and they get surprised by it halfway through, it's going to ruin everything.
All right. So please stay tuned. As you can tell, we have some really great information to share with you. We're talking 5 years of experience on the radio show, but on top of it, 39 years experience in this field. And we also do a daily blog, so we know what's going on. So don't go away. We can't wait to share with you this great information on this fine Saturday. Don't go away. We'll be right back.